Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Dhanur Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Manidhar Das, and today we are very fortunate. We have Her Grace Amrut Madhavi Devidasi Mataji from Bangalore, India. And Mataji is going to enlighten us from Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 7, Chapter 6, and verse number 27 onwards. Hare Krishna Mataji, you may take over the call when you're ready.
Hare Krishna Prabhu and all the devotees here, please accept my humble obeisances. I'm joining from Bengaluru, India. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Let's start, and before that, let us pray. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnaprishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraya Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloki Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. So, Hare Krishna, my dear friends. We continue with Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 6, text number 27 onwards. But before that, what happened was all beautiful instructions of little Prahlad, concluding with the fact that nothing is impossible with Krishna's mercy. That is, I quote exactly what was the essence. Let me open the Subodhini, 7th Canto, 6th chapter. The summary says that in the first to fifth verse in this chapter, what we saw was what is the right utility of possessing a human body, right utility of human life. Sixth verse to 18th verse speaks about how this human body can be misused. And 19th verse to 26th verse spoke about the instructions on worshipping the Supreme Lord. And under that instructions, what we read was from 19th verse to 24th verse, we saw pleasing the all-pervading Supreme Lord is not very difficult. One has to be merciful to all. We have to please the Supreme Lord and we have to be very kind to all living entities. This is what we saw from the 19th verse, 24th verse, and 25th and 26th verse. It's a part of instructions on how to worship the Supreme Lord that says the most beautiful thing and the most simple thing which we cannot understand unless we hear through pure devotees. And what was that? That nothing is unobtainable when Vishnu is satisfied. Therefore, surrender unto him. So, if Vishnu is satisfied, we can obtain anything. Like little Dhruva, he obtained a kingdom bigger than the Lord Brahma, bigger than his great grandfather, which was impossible. It was unobtainable. But he got it because Vishnu was pleased. But what we have to do? We have to therefore surrender to Krishna. We have to therefore surrender to Vishnu. Now, this particular topic is so difficult for simple people to understand. So, what makes it possible to understand? That we are going to hear from the verses 27 onwards. That is, Prahlada is going to conclude his speech, and then his classmates are going to inquire from him in the last verses. So 27 to 30th verse, it concludes. So now let's see how Prahlad concludes. So 7th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 6, verse number 27. Jnanam tadedadamalam durvapamaha narayano narasakha kila naradaya एकान्तिनां भगवतस् तदकिञ्चनानां पादारविन्द रजसा प्लुतदेहिनां स्यात्. What does it mean? 10 to 7, chapter 6, verse 27, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the well-wisher and friend of all living entities, formally explained this transcendental knowledge to the great saint Narada. Such knowledge is extremely difficult to understand without the mercy of a saintly person like Narada. But everyone who has taken shelter of Narada's disciplic succession can understand this confidential knowledge. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. It is stated here that this confidential knowledge is extremely difficult to understand, yet it is very easy to understand if one takes shelter of a pure devotee. This confidential knowledge is also mentioned at the end of Bhagavad Gita, where the Lord says, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja, means abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. This knowledge is an extremely confidential secret, but it can be understood if one approaches the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the bona fide agent, the spiritual master, in the disciplic succession from Narada. Prahlad Maharaj wanted to impress upon the sons of the demons that although such knowledge can be understood only by a saintly person like Narada, they should not be disappointed, for if one takes shelter of Narada instead of material teachers, this knowledge is possible to understand. Understanding does not depend upon high parentage. The living entity is certainly pure on the spiritual platform, and therefore anyone who attains the spiritual platform by the grace of spiritual master can also understand this confidential knowledge. See, this is a very, very important thing for all of us devotees to understand, because we sometimes the questions were asked to me also, that in spite of doing all devotional service, why do people still feel money is honey and they have to work for money two times? That is, you do one job and in the resting time do another job and somehow earn. Even if we are devotees, sometimes we may overdo the earning process, and to the extent that we depend only on money, though we have learned that nothing is unobtainable if we surrender to Krishna. Though nothing is unobtainable if you surrender to Krishna, then also, why do people depend on only on money? This was the question asked. Now the answer is given here in the Prabhupada's purport and in the translation, that this is a matter. It's a bit difficult to understand, but it can be understood only by the mercy of a saintly person like Narada Muni. Such knowledge is extremely difficult to understand. Who says that? Prahlad Maharaj says, yes, devotees may be hearing lectures, they may be chanting the holy names, they may be attending Mangalarti. Still, why do they behave like they have not understood what they have heard? Why do they behave like that? Why do they think money is everything? Why do they take shelter of money in spite of hearing that Krishna can do everything? Krishna is going to do everything. Then also, why only we depend on money? This was the question asked to me last time by Manidhar Prabhu. I think his another name is Manoj Agarwal Prabhu or something. So it was he who asked this question, and this is the purport that answers. And it says that this is a very confidential thing. That even if it is told, even if it is heard, people don't understand it, and they're not able to. Even if they theoretically get an understanding of what is being spoken, they're not feeling the realization of that. They're not getting the realization kind of understanding, so they're not able to trust. See, sometimes people are told that you simply surrender to Krishna and Krishna will take care. When people are worried about their daughter's marriage or son's marriage, or about the job or the jobless situation, or somebody died in the family and we don't know how to go about, then they say simply depend on the Lord. Everything will be taken care of. We feel how it will be taken care of. If I work for it, it will be taken care of. If I don't work, how it will be taken care of. People will have that question, how I will understand that. Now, why do people don't understand? Because it's a very, the answer is here, such knowledge is extremely difficult to understand. Then how do we understand? It's extremely difficult to understand without the mercy of a saintly person like Narada. So we need the mercy of very pure devotees. So it is very essential that we start hearing Prabhupada lectures on a regular basis, that we get an addiction to hear Prabhupada lecture, and then we realize how simple things, what we didn't feel realization, we get realization simply by hearing. Why? That is called as the mercy factor. So, with the mercy of a saintly person like Narada or like Prabhupada, then everybody can understand this confidential knowledge of the aspect of surrender and things like that. Some of the things we hear, it sounds very rosy, it makes us feel so good, but we are not able to trust when we take steps in our material life. We are not able to trust that is it really going to work for me. Maybe it worked for little Dhruva, he got what he wanted. I don't think I will get, because I've been chanting and I've been asking for so many things and I didn't get it. People will feel like that, devotees also will feel like that, so what is that that brings that kind of trust, in the initial stages of a neophyte, the trust, the faith that a neophyte has in Krishna is compared to a banana tree. A banana tree, if two people will push with all their might, it will fall down. Such a big banana tree, it will fall down. So some two people will come and say, Sai Baba is great, I got everything. Oh, you're asking this? Arey, this I got in the beginning only, then I asked for this and this and this and I got it. People will speak like this, and our faith will be shaken up if we are in the neophyte stage. But when we are in the Madhyamadikari stage, then we feel no, they are speaking something that is incorrect. But I have faith. It's just that I don't get what I want, but I have faith, and I may not be able to convince. That's the kind of faith. But when we become Uttamadikari or a pure devotee like Narada Muni or like Prabhupada or like our spiritual masters, then what happens is our faith becomes like a banyan tree. If two people, no, even 20 people try to shake us up, they will have to shake us, but we cannot be shaken. People have to really shake and push hard the banyan tree. Still, the banyan tree will remain unshakable. That will be the faith of a Uttama Adhikari, because he has understood in detail. He has understood in detail the exactness about the Supreme Personality of Godhead and about his way of dealing with simple people like us. The pure devotees have understood very clearly. So when they speak the same things, then we understand. So it is very important to hear in the association of devotees, preferably, and if not, at least hear from a pure devotee. If you hear from a pure devotee, then we understand the things. Now, I am not saying this here. Prabhupada is, this particular Prahlad Maharaj is saying that, when we heard it through the saintly person like Narada, we understood. And also, Prabhupada is explaining it that this knowledge is an extremely confidential secret, but it can be understood if one approaches the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the bona fide agent, the spiritual master in the disciplic succession from Narada. So, if we are in Narada's chain of disciplic succession, and if we have chosen one spiritual master, through that spiritual master, we can understand. Why we cannot understand through small simpleton devotees? Why through senior devotees? Some confidential secrets. Why from such pure devotees? The answer was given by His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodar Swami Maharaj. When a question was asked last week, he had come here to our Lakshmi Narasimha temple, and I too was there. And one person asked a question like this, that Maharaj, there are some impersonalists, even if we explain to them that Krishna is a person, and we becoming a servant is more pleasure than we merging, but they don't understand. Even if we explain, even if we use Bhagavad Gita verses, even we try to explain, they don't understand, and they are sticking to their philosophy. So what do we do to help them? This was the exact question that was asked. So this the answer is given by Prahlad Maharaj when he says that this is not easy. Such knowledge is extremely difficult to understand without, see, the key word is without the mercy of another keyword, saintly person like Narada Muni. So this is the answer His Holiness Bhaktidira Damodar Swami Maharaj also told. Of course, he didn't quote this particular chapter or verse, but he said, yes, it is difficult for people to understand this, but it is possible to understand when such people hear the same thing from a pure devotee's lotus lips. He said that because when a pure devotee speaks, he speaks with a complete understanding of what he is saying, and he makes it very simple for them to understand as well, because he's made it simple for him to understand. He has got the realization, so he can present it in a more simpler way with all his conviction, with all his realization, with all his purity. When he explains, then the people will understand. Those who don't understand these confidential things from simple small devotees, if they hear it from a pure devotee, then they will understand. So this is the point that here Prahlad Maharaj also is saying. And then Prabhupada also says one more hopeful sentence for you and me. And what is that? That is, Prahlad Maharaj wanted to impress upon sons of demons that although such knowledge can be understood only by a saintly person like Narada, they should not be disappointed. For if one takes shelter of Narada instead of material teachers, this knowledge is possible to understand. Understanding does not depend upon high parentage. Living entity is certainly pure on the spiritual platform. So one thing is that we have to take shelter of Narada Muni, means we have to take shelter of our Prabhupada and our spiritual master. Okay, and we can of course pray to Narada Muni and take his shelter. And then what? Then you see Prabhupada is saying, understanding does not depend on high parentage. The living entity is certainly pure on the spiritual platform, and therefore anyone who attains the spiritual platform by the grace of spiritual master can also understand this confidential knowledge. So when we attain the spiritual platform, now we should not remain stuck in the material platform. See what we are doing? We are chanting 16 rounds for 2 years. We are writing exams. We are passing. We're taking Diksha. So immediately we don't come to that spiritual platform where we start understanding everything. Everything becomes crystal clear. Krishna, who is Krishna? Janma karmadi. What is that? Janma karma chame divyam evam yoveti tattvataha. So all these Krishna's birth, pastimes, activities, everything becomes crystal clear. We took initiation, everything clear because you're a spiritual platform. It's not like that. It's spiritual initiation means it is initiating. It's the starting of spiritual life. When we take still then we are doing only imitation of. This is what I have heard. Imitation of spiritual life is till you take initiation. And once you take initiation from a spiritual master, that's very important. So that's why it's told the living entity is certainly pure on the spiritual platform, and therefore anyone who attains the spiritual platform by the grace of spiritual master, which means we have to take initiation, can also understand this confidential knowledge. So when we take initiation, if we will sincerely do our sadhana, and if we will sincerely follow the regulative principles, and if we will sincerely desire to do everything to please our spiritual master, desire to do all material duties and all other duties and spiritual duties to please the spiritual master. So this way, if we are all the time thinking of pleasing the spiritual master, if we come to that spiritual platform, then we will understand. But if you are thinking, I've taken initiation, I will go back to Godhead. Now let me also take care of my material well-being. Spiritual well-being I've taken care of. Now I'll take care of mental well-being. So I'll work very hard. I'll earn a lot of money, and then I'll have enough money till I die. And I have also Guru's initiation, some 16 rounds. I'll somehow chant, and I will read whenever I can. I'll attend class whenever I can. And I will go back to Godhead, and I will also be comfortable in material life. This is somewhat conditioned, we are conditioned to think that money alone can protect us. Money is needed, uh, we should earn money by praying to Krishna, that Krishna, give me the capacity, give me first ability to chant nicely, and daily let me chant nicely, and in the remaining time give me the intelligence to manage my office work, and also may I have enough time to do some taking association of Srimad Bhagavatam, either the book Bhagavatam or the person Bhagavatam, you know. So, or both, may I get the opportunity in the evenings, in the morning, may I chant, in the evening, may I take association. In between, let me do the material work to keep my body and soul together for me and for my family. So, and you gave me the brilliance to handle it in such a way that within that time I should finish my office work with this dependence on the Lord, without the conditioning. Conditioning is what? Conditioning says that I can survive only if I have money. This is my conditioning. But what is a spiritual platform? Spiritual platform is to understand that everything is sanctioned by the Lord. Even the time and energy is sanctioned by the Lord. The job is sanctioned by the Lord. Spiritual duties are sanctioned by the Lord. So I have to do justice to every single thing. So understand that, and as a duty, we should live our life. We should not live our life depending on the material shelters. We should give it a try by starting our day by depending on the Lord, and then let us live like as if we are dependent on money, and let's work really hard for the job. And then again, keep praying to Krishna, help me to wind up the day within a particular span of time, help me to finish off, or help me to make myself free to do some association of Bhagavatam in the form of book or in the form of person Bhagavata, and let us do something to be in touch with the Lord in the evening also. And then what happens eventually is even the office work, we will start seeing it as Krishna given job, and we will be doing it as Krishna given duty, and we'll be dealing with Krishna given people. They may be good or they may not be so good. It doesn't matter. For us, Krishna sent people are the best because they come for our purification. They come for us to get pushed to Krishna's lotus feet. With this kind of a with this kind of a perception of the job, if we can get, that is where we can that is when you see everybody as Krishna given, every situation as Krishna given, and when you have come to the platform of accepting anything and everything that comes our way as Krishna's mercy, and we be prepared to take the punishment, we be prepared to take the reward equally well, knowing it is Krishna sent. And when rewards come, we say it is Krishna's mercy overflowing. I have not done anything to deserve it. And when punishment comes, we say I deserve it and I shall take it. Krishna has sent it for my ignorance. I will take it and I will learn lesson from it. And we should not be angry with anyone because we know they are Krishna sent. If this is the kind of attitude we have, then very easily, then that means we have already developed a lot of faith in Krishna and in Krishna's plans. Then when a spiritual master says you depend on Krishna, Krishna will take care, you will feel, yes, I will depend on Krishna and he will take care, because we are prepared for any punishment, we are prepared for any reward. Then how does it matter? Because we say Krishna is there, he has given me strength to take it when punishments come. He has given me the reward, and I should only beg for humility so that I don't become proud. If this is the kind of prayerful mood, and if we also, once when Prabhupada was asked, when Prabhupada was saying that all of you, can fall into Maya, but I will not fall into Maya. Prabhupada said, and after some time, one devotee saw him standing in front of the Lord and praying, and he said, Prabhupada, you said you will not fall into Maya. What you were praying to Krishna so intensely? He said, Yes, please make my words true. I am praying that please make my words true. Whatever I said, I won't fall, because I said I won't fall into Maya, because I keep praying to Krishna, don't make me fall into Maya. So if you pray to Krishna every day, don't make me fall into Maya, then you will also not fall. So you see, Prabhupada had this kind of a faith in the prayers of the Lord. So we should always, if we are having that kind of an understanding that I should keep praying that I should not become arrogant. I should keep praying that I should not become proud. I should keep praying that I don't fall into trap of Maya. And if we are simply going to accept every plan of Krishna's, then, my dear friends, then we are in the spiritual platform. And then whatever Bhagavatam says, we will understand, and we will not depend so much on money. Though we will work for money, we will save money, but we will not depend so much on money. Um, so, um, yes, I can just tell you one small incident that happened just before this session. You know, I wanted to book a flight ticket for my yatra. And this time everybody were busy, so I thought I will also do. First time in my life, I was booking a flight ticket. And I was looking for, because I know some of my family members, they're experts in looking for cheapest. And I just went and I got some site which said you get cheapest. It meant that it's the cheapest. I don't want to say which site. Cheapest ticket we can get. So I went into that site and I got a really 800 rupees, uh, around 900 rupees per ticket less. So, I immediately told my husband, see, pay for it. I got it. I got it. I got a cheaper. He was busy. He just paid, trusting my words. And then the site says you have to wait. It just happened before this class. And the site says that you will have to wait for 30 to 35 minutes till the ticket confirms. And if it does not confirm, then we will call you back. And if there is an increase in the price, then we will inform you. And I was like, oh my God, because I never seen after paying the money, then we have to keep waiting to know whether ticket will get confirmed or not. And and it was a matter of 10,000 rupees for me. And I had made my husband pay. And 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 my husband, he said, what is this? You don't get a ticket immediately? I said, this message says you have to wait for 30 to 35 minutes. What is this? 35 minutes waiting? He said. And he got really upset with me for my ignorance. And I was a bit scared, and I just then started googling for the reviews, and all the reviews said it's a fraud site. You pay them and you're sure to lose. And oh my God, then I was discussing this with my daughter, and my husband overheard, and he got very upset with me. And there were just 15 minutes for the class. And I thought, now how am I going to come to the class, because I will have to give time and hear all the punishments that are on my way, all the anger and everything. And I was just saying, yes, Krishna wanted to teach me a lesson that I should not blindly go and book tickets. And that too, it is for overseas booking. That site people can book for overseas for cheaper rates. I thought, my God, thank God I learned it within India trip. And if at all one day I want to go abroad, and I thinking I will also book, and I would have lost huge money. So Krishna wanted me to lose a small money. And somehow in my destiny, I end up losing money, and then I get back, and here I have no idea that now for 10,000, I can't afford to lose time in a court case. What I do, all these things. And my Prabhuji was telling you get the money back. And I didn't know what I should do. And I gave a call, and I was worried, and my time was ticking for this class just now. And then we checked the reviews. It said that if you have paid, then you are gone. It says wait 30 to 45 minutes, and then you don't get ticket, no confirmation, and no reply from the other side. I tried to call, and they kept me on hold. They said the call will be recorded, and The phone was on, and I was getting criticism after criticism, and it was all being heard by them, most probably. I don't know, and then um, and then suddenly a message comes saying your ticket is confirmed. But when I was being criticized, my daughter said, please don't criticize her, don't criticize her, my daughter said. And I said, no, it's my quota. I deserve it. I have blindly taken a hasty step of telling, please pay for it, because in 20 minutes, if you don't pay, then the price will change. Like that site was saying. So it was my fault and I deserve it. And I took all the things that I deserve to hear for my ignorance. I took it all and I said, let it come. And I wanted everything to come fast so that, I will be ready for your class by 4:50. I thought now I don't even know which shloka and I have no time to even read it because people are very worried and unhappy with me for my foolish, hasty behavior. And and so I should give them the chance to speak out everything and finish it because I was afraid others during my class again people will interfere and it will be difficult. So I was ready to take everything and I took everything, but Krishna was very merciful this time for me, and he confirmed the tickets and my family checked whether it's really a bogus ticket or it's real. So it was not bogus, it was a real ticket. I got it. So you see, when we commit mistakes, we have to be ready to take the punishment. It's not that I commit a mistake and say, oh, so what, you should have booked, why did you allow me to book? I didn't speak like that. We had, yes, whatever I deserve, I will take it, this way. Why? Because it's Krishna's plan, nobody will speak even a word extra without Krishna sanctioning it. So if we have committed a blunder, then we have to face the end result as understanding that Krishna has sanctioned it for our learning. And I wish I will never forget this lesson, and I will never be hasty. I don't want to be hasty in booking such huge amount tickets. So even you all are. I was wondering if you all have experienced like that. When you fly from America to India, you all have to be very careful, and you have to go by bona fide sites. It's okay if we pay a little more, but we can't afford to lose the huge amount. In the greed to get some discount tickets. So these kind of things, do happen in our life. So punishments do come our way and rewards do come our way, but we have to understand it as everything as sanctioned by Krishna. I only learned that I have to be very careful when I deal with money, and where I'm spending, I have to verify, am I spending in the right place, or am I losing, or am I dealing with the fraudster? This way, because money, time, energy, these are Krishna given to us. And money is not money, it is Lakshmi Devi. It should be used in Krishna's service. So we cannot be carelessly dealing with. This is the lesson that I learned today, my dear friends. And I'm very happy that my family very beautifully explained things to me so that I will never forget in my life. And I wish I will never forget this lesson so that we deal with Lakshmi Devi very nicely. So, in this way, if we can take what comes our way very, with a very open heart, that it is Krishna given with all the conviction. Nothing is given by people around us. Everything is sanctioned from Krishna, by Krishna, with his lotus fingers, with his lotus lips, with his lotus feet. Things are given to us. It may look like a punishment or it may look like a reward, but it's all coming from Krishna's lotus hands. But lotus heart, it has come to us. So we have to accept with the creed. If we can have this kind of an understanding, my dear friends, then we will come to the spiritual platform and we will be able to understand what pure devotees or what Bhagavatam or what Bhagavad Gita speaks when we say Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. This instruction about surrender, that's when we will understand, when we start accepting everything and we depend on Krishna fully for the next step, so my dear friends, the whole conclusion is that first of all we should get in touch with the spiritual master, and and initiate our get initiation and initiate our spiritual life first thing, and have full faith in the instruction of spiritual master, which says do 16 rounds daily and follow 4 regulative principles that will take you back to Godhead. So with that faith, fully do as beautiful japa as you can early in the morning, and every day try to hear from a pure devotee like your spiritual master, and also Srila Prabhupada, and from whomever you feel inspired to listen to. And along with that, we also should endeavor to read Bhagavatam. If possible, we should take courses where they conduct exams on Bhagavatam. That is going to make us really read seriously the Bhagavatam text, and that is going to help us, my dear friends. So if we can do all these things, and if we hear from pure devotees, and if we accept whatever comes our way as Krishna given, whoever comes in our life as Krishna sent, and any reversal happens as Krishna's plan, any success as Krishna's mercy, then when we see everything in connection with Krishna, then yes, we can say that we are somewhere in the spiritual platform, at least, if we are not able to say about ourselves, we can say at least we are in that direction. Because see, if you are in the spiritual platform, you should be always thinking of how I can please my spiritual master throughout my day's activities. And second thing is that you will not have any condition which will make you feel that, oh, what will I do? No, in any condition, you know that, oh, I will depend on Krishna. That's all. I will depend on Krishna. I will ask Krishna. I will take Krishna's help. I'll keep begging. I'll keep crying to Krishna. When I'm worried, I'll go to Krishna. I'll cry to Krishna. And then Krishna will help me through devotees, through Bhagavatam, through directly by inspiring me, by consoling me. So if we can have this kind of understanding, and if there's nothing that can bring us to low state of mind, because we are depending on Krishna and his devotees and his Bhagavatam, then if nothing can bring us low, that means you're in a spiritual platform. That's when you will understand whatever pure devotees speak. Or you should simply, if you're not at that level, we can simply hear from pure devotees like spiritual Prabhupada and spiritual master. So yes, that was the explanation of this. Now we will just complete this particular chapter. Then no more purports, only shlokas are there. So let me conclude it. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 6, Text 28. Shrutam etan maya purvam jnanam vijnana samyutam dharmam bhagavatam shuddham narada deva darshanat. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Canto 7, Chapter 6, Text 28, translation. Prahlad Maharaj continued, I received this knowledge from the great saint Narada Muni, who is always engaged in devotional service. This knowledge, which is called Bhagavata Dharma, is fully scientific. It is based on logic and philosophy and is free from all material contamination. So there's no purport for this. As you can see, Prahlad Maharaj is glorifying the great saint Narada Muni as a person who is always engaged in devotional service, from which we understand we also should always engage in the attitude of pleasing Guru Maharaj. And second thing is, he's talking about this knowledge, this particular knowledge of surrender to Krishna is called as Bhagavata Dharma. And this surrender is not, it is not, it is not, in Kannada we say Moodha Nambike. Moodha Nambike means foolishly believing things. It's not like that. It is scientific, you see. This knowledge which is called as Bhagavad Dharma is fully, not little, it is fully scientific. And what this is based on? This Bhagavad Dharma is based on logic and philosophy. It's based on logic and philosophy, and it is free from all material contamination. Yes. And also, you will understand it if you hear it from such a pure devotee. Then this logical, philosophical, pure content of Bhagavad Dharma will download into our heart also very beautifully if we get a chance to hear from such pure devotees. So then the next verse, Canto 7, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 6, Text 29 and 30. Shri Daitya Putra Uchuhu प्रह्लादत्वं वयं चापि नर्तेन्यं विद्महे गुरुम् एताभ्यां गुरुपुत्राभ्यां बालानाम् अपि ईश्वरौ बालस्यान्तःपुरस्तस्य महत्सङ्गो दुरन्वयः छिन्दिन संशयं सौम्य स्याच्चेद् विश्रम्भकारणम्. Canto 7, Chapter 6, Text 29-30, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The sons of the demons replied, Dear Prahalada, neither you nor we know any teacher or spiritual master other than Shanda and Amarka, the sons of Shukracharya. After all, we are children and they are our controllers. For you, especially, who always remain within the palace, it's very difficult to associate with the great personality. Dear friend, most gentle one, would you kindly explain how it was possible for you to hear Narada? Kindly dispel our doubts in this regard. No purport. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of 7th canto, 6th chapter of Srimad Bhagvatam, entitled Prahalada Instructs His Demoniac Schoolmates. So thank you very much, dear friends. We have finished this particular chapter, and I told that I will want to do a short class because I have guests at home today. So, so if you have any doubt, only one question, and then any one comment, and then we end the class. Okay. Thank you very much. So you will know if somebody asks the question, second person, he can only give me a comment. Okay. We not have questions. I want to finish off in another 10 minutes. That's why. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, my pranam. All glories to Shri Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much. It's wonderful hearing your class and seeing you. Mataji, you know this, it says confidential knowledge every time, right? Very special master
Yes.
can make us understand this confidential knowledge. This word is used so many times. So
Yes.
What is this confidential knowledge exactly referred to?
That is, I faintly remember there are three types. One is confidential, one is more confidential, one is most confidential. three types in Bhagavad Gita. It is told three categories. It has one word, I forgot the word. Guhya, Guhyatara, Guhyatamam. Three words, Guhya means confidential, Guhyatara means more confidential, Guhyatamam means most confidential. And as far as I faintly remember, in my Bhakti Shastri class in 2003, what I remember is Guhya means the concept about birth, reincarnation. It is confidential. That's why other religions don't even know. It is confidential. Even if you tell, they don't understand because it is confidential. But we are seeing in medical science that there are doctors who come across reincarnation cases, so many of them. 2,500 are registered in a book by one particular doctor. I don't remember his name. Like that, there are more cases coming up. It is confidential. Only those doctors will know, and some nurses will know when at the face of dying, how people leave the body and go and they consider it death, and then again they come back and they say, I went out of body. And these people know that, it happens. So going out, coming in, it's all possible, but it is confidential. And what is more confidential, just now when I'm saying, I was remembering, more confidential, I forgot now, but most confidential is that you should do everything to please Krishna. It's a secret of all secrets. Our teacher used to say, what is most confidential is that it is the, every activity we should be doing to please Krishna. Because when we do that, then Krishna comes under our control. So when it's a matter of controlling Krishna, then it is most confidential because Krishna does not give that level so easily to anyone. Even if you beg, when Krishna wants to be controlled, he'll be controlled. And solid example, you see it in a very physical way is Damodar Leela, where Mother Yashoda wanted to tie him up with a gold chain. On the previous day, for a small festival, she put a nice waist band. It tied his waist. The same waist when Mother Yashoda wanted to tie him in a rope, No matter how big you made the rope remained always 2 fingers short, indicating it's not possible to tie Krishna. You need to have 2 fingers thing, One is first finger says your endeavor has to be 100% to tie Krishna. Next is Krishna also should agree to get tied. Even if we put all our endeavors to be 100% in our devotional service, still we need not be able to see Krishna face to face, because Krishna should want to see us. So how will Krishna be forced to see us? Only if he is pleased, right? If he is pleased to show himself. So how will he be pleased to show himself? Unless you do every single activity to please him. Sometimes when I and Bhakti were talking, she was saying, how, Amma, you are seeing the big good qualities in people, but I'm seeing small good qualities in people. That's the difference between you and me. So I said, it's because I'm a mother. I see how much internally people are sacrificing. You are a small girl. You're seeing in what way they are nice to you. When you see in what way they are nice to me, you see small things. But when I see in what way they are actually very sacrificing, then I see big things like that. So it depends on what kind of activities you do to Krishna to please him. A squirrel also pleased Lord Rama. Hanuman also pleased. Hanuman carried according to his capacity, but squirrel also carried to its capacity. So to our maximum capacity, if we can do, see, in 1 hour, I can either spend talking to a person, counseling and helping one person to become a devotee. In 1 hour, I may be getting a chance to talk to 20 people, 20 very wonderful people to become devotees. So now to whom do I want to spend that 1 hour on? If so we should make time, and we should not lose the 20 people. So give them their time and give this person his time. For that you may not have time, so make time like this. Means if we can stretch beyond our limits in order to help, in order to serve Krishna and his devotees to maximum extent, and this way if we're trying to please. So what is it? If you do every activity to please Krishna, then Krishna comes under our control. And gopis always did everything to please Krishna. So then, so that is what is considered as Guhya Tamam, the most supremely secret, supremely confidential matter is do everything to please Krishna. And I don't know if Guhyatama is the concept of surrender to Krishna or what. I actually forgot now. Actually, I forgot. But these two are correct. One is the about past birth, future birth, and things like that. The reincarnation concept considered secret, which other religions don't know. And the third, topmost secret, Guhyatamam, is just to do every activity to please Krishna. That is the most confidential, because here it is told as surrender also is a confidential thing. Now, see, when you say pleasing Krishna, it involves surrender also, isn't it? What is pleasing Krishna if you don't even listen to Krishna? Pleasing Krishna means you should be fully surrendered to whatever Krishna wants. I accept it, and whatever I have, I will live it in a way that Krishna will be happy. So surrender has to be there. If you want to please Krishna, surrender has to be there. And doership should not be there. Means we should know that Krishna is making things happen through me, because he's very loving. He's making me do it sometimes, making through others happen. It's Krishna's wish. So means all 6 aspects of surrender will be there when we're trying to please Krishna. So I understand that doing everything to please Krishna means it involves completely surrender aspect. Surrender aspect means accept anything that is favorable to do Krishna Bhakti, reject anything that is not favorable to Krishna Bhakti. Why? We want to please Krishna. So whatever does not help in pleasing Krishna, we reject. Whatever helps in pleasing Krishna, we accept. And we don't take the credit, because we are not, even Arjuna could not even lift his Pashupata Astra after Krishna left the world. He lost. The talent was there only for a certain period when it was to be used according to Krishna's order. When that work is over, the talent was taken away from Arjuna. So whatever we have, it's Krishna given, and Krishna is allowing us to use it in Krishna's service as per Krishna's plan. So how can we take the credit? So we should be always dependent on Krishna. Surrender aspects say that we should always depend on Krishna. We should always feel that Krishna is always going to protect me. And with all this faith, whatever we do, we should be doing it with the intention of what can please Krishna. How, if I do it, can please Krishna? In what best way it can be pleasing Krishna the most? See, if I'm fanning Krishna also, it will please Krishna. If I'm cooking Krishna also, it will please Krishna. Now, which seva I should do? It depends on what is the time. If everybody has, if you have cooked food, lunch for the Lord, if you have cooked dinner for the Lord, now you can sit and fan the Lord. But suppose at that time, if you are asked to give a class, then giving a class is going to please the Lord more than fanning the Lord, because giving a class is, wagging our little tongue, in glorification of the Lord. So we may be little dogs of Krishna, but whatever we have been blessed with by the Lord, we have to use it in Krishna's service. If we have that kind of an opinion, to whatever extent that Krishna has given me the ability to understand, to glorify, let me do it. So if you're so conscious about at this time which service is going to please Krishna and how should I do it to please Krishna this way, if we can always be focused on improving our quality of service and always focused on pleasing Krishna, then maybe Krishna will be pleased to one day come and see us face to face. So that is why Krishna coming to see us face to face is the topmost benediction for us, the topmost benediction. So to get that, the topmost method is to do everything to please Krishna. So this is considered as most confidential. This secret of all secrets. Our teacher used to say, what is the secret of all secrets? The answer is to do everything to please Krishna. So I think we have answered. Now the time is up. So if somebody wants to give your suggestion for us to improve, or if you have to add anything to this, you can do so, and then we wind the class. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanapana, always is Prabhupada. Such a nice explanation of Guhya, Tara, Guhya, Tamam. I wanted to, with your kind permission, I wanted to add that chapter 9, Jaja Vidya Raja Guhyam. So Krishna says, Idam tute Guhya Tamam Pravakshami Anusuyave Jnana Vijnana Sahitam Yadgatvan Moksha Asubhat. So to answer Mataji's question, another angle I just wanted to think. I was thinking whether that would be applicable. So another point, that point is Anusuya way. So that is what is it? Unenvious. So a lot of people, even when Krishna was in this material world, a lot of people were envious, like the Sisupal, Dantavakra, and Duryodhana, and so they couldn't say because of Ashura. So they were not able to see Krishna as Krishna, as 50% regarded. So the subtle message is not for them; it's for the Anusuya who are unenvious. So that is explains why it is actually Guhya. Why is it actually a secret? And then another one at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Guhya Tamam Bhuya Srinu Me Paramam Vacha Ishtosi Me Dutamiti Tato Vakshami Te Hitam. Leading to Krishna, Krishna is telling to Arjuna, the Sarva Guhya Tamam. Out of all the Guhya Tamam, this is Sarva Guhya Tamam. That is Manmana Bhava Madbhakta and Sarva Dharman Prityaja. So I just wanted to these two points up, if it could help with the kind information of the very much.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. See, here Prabhuji has told that from the reference that Manmana Bhavamad Bhakto and Sarvadharman Pratijat, this is the topmost secret. Actually, this is there in 9th chapter also. And in 9th chapter only the topmost Rajavidya Raja Guhyam topic is coming. Most secret, the king of all secrets is being discussed. And I had asked my teacher, in addition to what Prabhupada Prabhu said, I like this point of Partha Prabhu. I had asked the teacher that here, nowhere the word like we should do things to please Krishna is told. Where it is telling that Manmana Bhavamad Bhakto is told finally as conclusion. I mean, where it is told that you should do to please Krishna. So they said that is, his teacher laughed and said, that is why it's called secret of all secrets. Even if it is told, even if it is in front of you, you cannot even see it, you cannot even understand it. But it is told more clearly in Nectar of Devotion that it should be done to please Krishna. That attitude, what is that? This is shloka, right? Anya abhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulena Krishna anushilanam bhaktiruttama. What is that? Anukulena Krishna anushilanam means it should be done, it should be favorable to Krishna, means it should be pleasing to Krishna. And there should be no other desire of pleasing ourselves. It only should be focused on pleasing Krishna. Yeah, but then how that is to be understood as is there in the 9th chapter. So then finally I understood that. He was laughing, the teacher was laughing. Then I understood, see, what is pleasing Krishna? That Krishna is telling, no, become my devotee. Manmana, like how Parth Prabhu said, become my devotee. And Krishna is saying, surrender to me, I will take care of you. So surrender and become my devotee. These two things actually are going to please Krishna. So if you do this, why? Because now, why if we only become devotee of Krishna, we can go back to Godhead? Because if you become a devotee, means you're wanting only Krishna. If you are becoming a devotee and you are wanting only Krishna, that means Krishna says you are anyway wanting only Krishna when you are in the material world, then you come to my abode. Means he wants to know who really wants. Some people, they say, no, I want only material world. I don't want to go to Krishna. I want to enjoy here. Now I saw this part of the world. Next birth, I want to see another part of the world. Somebody told me like that actually. I don't want to go to Krishna's abode. I'm happy here. Now here, next time in another part of the world, I want to take birth. One of the, where I was working, the registrar of the school had told like that to me, when I was preaching to him. So I said, okay, so there are people who say that I want to be here in the material world. But some people will say, no, I'm tired of this. Then what you should do? Then you should do things to please Krishna. Okay, you should become a devotee. You should worship him. You should chant holy names. They say, okay, because I want to go to Krishna's abode. So with the desire to go to Krishna's abode, with affection with admiration for Krishna, when they are doing it, means there is no envy, as Partha Prabhu rightly said. See, envious people, they don't want to do anything. But when they don't have envy, so to envious people, don't tell. That's why it's confidential. That's a very beautiful point. Very grateful to Partha Prabhu. I didn't know, So now you see, it makes sense together. So when they're not envious and they don't want to be here and they want to get rid of this very full world, the problematic world, they want to get rid. And that's when they understand that, okay, if you depend on Krishna, you'll feel peace. They start depending little bit and then they feel more peace. Then they may want to become a devotee and they get to know that you should become a devotee. Okay, then I will become a devotee. So now, what is this? To become a devotee means what? To hear about Krishna, to speak about Krishna, means glorify Krishna. Means all these things are pleasing Krishna. And Nectar of Devotion says you should be doing only those activities that please Krishna. So Krishna is saying you become a devotee. So that means to understand it completely means do all the things like Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakto, Madhyajimam Namaskuru, Mama Vaishya. Then also do Sarva Dharman Parityaja, Mamekam Sharanavaja. Do all that, in order to please Krishna, so that you can go to Krishna's abode and you can go on pleasing Krishna after that. So the whole essence of all these verses is you should be surrendered. Means what? Means to listen to the father. A child is considered surrendered because child is listening. If child rebels and goes out of home, then child is not surrendered. So if we are rebelling and going with Maya, then we are not surrendered. But when we rebel against Maya with the help of Krishna, by depending on Krishna, and when we try to do what Krishna wants us to do, why do we do that? What's the intention? Just to obey Krishna's order. What is the purpose of obeying Krishna's order? To please Krishna. So that pleasing Krishna comes as the hidden intention behind everything, When we do that, all these activities with the intention of pleasing Krishna, then that pleases Krishna the most. That's why that becomes the topmost secret. When you do all these duties with the intention. See, intention matters. See, simply chanting and attentively hearing, good. But they always say, chant, hear, but with your heart you do it. With the intention of pleasing Krishna, you do it. So that is the secret part. That is not written explicitly in Bhagavad Gita. That is explained by the acharyas and exclusively written in Nectar of Devotion. That's why that is the secret of all secrets. And because of Partha Prabhu, we could put it very clearly. This is Krishna's mercy, my dear friends. It is Krishna involving to bring out the real essence that he wanted us to bring. Without Partha Prabhu, it would not have happened. Partha Prabhu gave me the solid 80%, and then he gave me my teacher's connections and the understanding. Thank you so much, Prabhu. And with this, we end the class now. Hare Krishna.
You're Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Partha Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Will you want to kalpatarpyascha?
Yes,
Partha
Mataji.
Prabhu,
Hare
correct? No?
Krishna. Thank you so
Partha
much.
Prabhu, not. Partha
Sorry.
Prabhu, you agree, no, with this point of explanation?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Yes. That
Sorry
is
about
correct, what Partha Prabhu, and yes, whatever I have heard and whatever Partha Prabhu said, together it makes very meaningful understanding. Everybody understood, no, what was told? Means what Partha Prabhu said, that whole intention of becoming a devotee is to please Krishna. Surrendering is to please Krishna. So it's a mix of both. It has to be heart and our work, both together. It pleases Krishna. Work is to do devotional work, and heart is to please Krishna. Intention. Because in Nectar of Instruction, first in preface, it is told, the advancement of Krishna conscious follower depends on the attitude of the follower. So the attitude should be to please Krishna. That is how, when we do Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Vandana, all those things, and when we do it with surrendering heart, with the attitude of pleasing, then it is helping us to really advance. We get closer to Krishna, and that is why that secret. To get close to Krishna is a big secret. It's hidden from envious people, like Partha Prabhu correctly told, with all the shloka quotes. I don't know when I will become as learned as Partha Prabhu. So beautifully quotes. I was so impressed. Thank you, Prabhu.
I'm foolish. All this is because of the mercy that you received from Parampara and the Vaishnavas. I'm just actually nothing zero negative.
Very nice, Prabhu. We all should learn like that. Like Partha Prabhu quotes, for everything he gets a quote. But immediate he gives a quote. Whatever we speak, he gives a quote. And that is amazing.
Another
Amazing.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, I also as a layperson just wanted, like you said, make one statement, is that, since we are a little selfish in life, so yes, it does please Krishna, but at the same time, it is also very good for us and it gives us a lot of joy. So we are like, it's both ways, isn't that so? But we have to see, even if it doesn't please us, we should still do it.
Now, the similar thing was told by our Guru Maharaj told, Prabhupada, you gave me an instruction to preach or something, he said, but that service is also making me happy. I'm not doing it only for Krishna's happiness, but it's also making me happy. And so Prabhupada said, good for you. If you are becoming happy, it's all the better. Something like that, he said. It doesn't matter. So many times the devotional services, because Krishna has purified you and us, to that extent that so many services give us also happiness. So many services. So when we say we want to please Krishna, if we also become pleased, it's good for us. But so many times, so many services we do, wherein we may not be having a taste for it, and we're still doing it. That is done for exclusive for pleasing Krishna. So we should not avoid such services. We should greedily grab even those services to please Krishna. Now, like today's class, I just took it to please devotees and Krishna, because I was really, with my air ticket business, I was really going crazy. So what I want to say is that it's not very easy, my dear friends. Sometimes it's not very easy, but yes, we should do it to please Krishna, even though it may not be pleasing to us. And sometimes if it is pleasing to us, no problem, but the focus is pleasing Krishna. So sometimes we may be selfish, as I said. We may not be wanting, what is that in the Bhojan Arati is there, na? Bhoga Arati. Bhoga Arati of Krishna has so many items, and it may be so difficult to learn the recipe and do it, and easy is to cook pasta. And pasta is not in the list of Krishna, that we are doing it for our pleasure. We are cooking. It's all right. Let's start somewhere. Let's start from where we are. Let's do things which please us, but let us offer it to Krishna and to please him, though it may or may not be his choice. But it's all right. And then he will elevate us to the level where we will also figure out what are his favorite choices, and we will start cooking it the way Krishna wants. By reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, we get to know many of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's favorite items. And we will learn and we will feel inspired. Okay, I will also cook. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu likes it. Oh, this Radharani likes it. Okay, I will do it. Though I may not, I don't like Arabi, but Radharani likes it. So then I have to make sometimes cook it, saying that Radharani will love it. We'll do it like that, you know. So we will come to the position of doing things to please us. So don't worry, Mataji. You are so much on the right track, but don't forget the attitude of pleasing. Even if it is pleasing you, no problem. But attitude of exclusively trying to please the Lord is also the most important thing. Don't forget it. It's all right. Sometimes if it pleases us, it's not selfish. That's how we are. We can't do anything. It's all right. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Welcome. We end the class with Vancha Kalpatarvicha.
Yes, Mataji, thank you so much for your time. And we are happy you got the ticket. So thank you. But still, you gave that so nice class. पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वैष्णववृंद की जय। नमाचार्य शरणदास ठाकुर की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
Jai.
अमृतमातनी माता जी की जय। थैंक यू सो मच माता जी। हरे कृष्णा। धन्यवाद।
All glories to the Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All is well that ends well.
Hare Krishna.